We have finally made it to the Lake District, a place that many viewers have told us we have to visit. I can see why. It's our first morning here and it is incredible. The lake right here behind me is Buttermere. I actually found this in a guidebook of trails that our Airbnb had, and I just saw a picture of it and said, wow, that looks beautiful. Let's go there tomorrow. So that is how we are starting our day. There are plenty of sheep around, including on our drive coming here, sheep being on the side of the road, so that's always a win in my book. And we're just gonna have a little leisurely stroll around part of the lake. I think the full lake is about 4 miles, but we're gonna spend some time here and then we will head on to a little bit more of a popular place. I love how reflective this lake is. I knew this was the Lake District, but I didn't know we were gonna see waterfalls too.
It's not the waterfall district.
But they are here, clearly. They got lakes, they got mountains, they got everything. So many good spots to just sit and contemplate. So beautiful. I didn't know we'd be seeing a waterfall today.
It's a pretty big waterfall too.
Yeah, this is
really
just the
pretty.
bottom portion.
When we were further back out, you could see it. It goes all the way up the mountain basically. The trail around the lake is relatively flat unless you decide to go on one of these little offshoots, like these fun looking stairs. Fun? I don't know. I'm sure it's beautiful, but I think we're gonna stay on the level ground today.
You know, the thing I wasn't expecting is that it almost feels tropical. Like it's just so green and I don't know, like it has like tropical forest vibes. We were driving in here and I said to Jeremy, this kind of looks like Hawaii, you know, a place I've never been, but
You've seen pictures.
I've seen pictures. Come here peak August, summer season, just around a bank holiday, and yet it's so peaceful here.
And we haven't been around yet to gauge it with the other places, but I think you might be right that this is kind of a hidden gem.
It certainly feels that way. It feels like we have it all to ourselves, and I love it. I thought I had seen everything, but apparently Jeremy just pointed out that some people have their pet macaw with them.
They do.
Do you have to keep them on a lead too?
I don't know.
We have made our way to Keswick, and I can see why this is a popular spot. It is a lovely place, and there are just all kinds of neat shops and boutiques. Carly decided that she recognized a dog store and decided she needed to go there, so that's how we are starting our day here in Keswick. Palms are sweaty, dog spaghetti.
Something like that, sure. This little gift shop called Hurdy is adorable. They have a Lakes edition of Monopoly you can buy. And if you buy it here, you get a little token of Hurdy, who is a sheep.
Oh man, I love it. I love everything in that store, but especially the little planters, which I don't really have a way to pack home very well. So it's good that that was my favorite thing. If all the shops in Keswick are like this, this could be dangerous for me.
Karen needed some coffee, and we decided to stop and get a little bite to eat as well to hold us over until our afternoon tea. So we stopped at Mrs. F's Fine Food Emporium, and it does seem fine indeed.
What kind of pie is that? A steak
little
pie?
Steak pie. Yeah, that's a nice, tasty little steak pie. Thanks, Mrs. F.
I don't know what I was expecting, but this wasn't it. But I love this.
Yeah, it's really cute. I like that this is all like pedestrian.
I was gonna say it almost gives me a vibe of like York, but I guess it's just in that like that whole area is all pedestrian friendly.
Yeah.
I think Keswick reminds me of a place, and it might be kind of a weird comparison as an American because it's an American place.
Yeah.
But it kind of reminds me of Burlington, Vermont.
I mean, kind of. Not exactly, but I get where you're coming from.
It just has kind of a similar vibe of like the town square with like the church and
Sure.
yeah, I don't know. It's just lovely here.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Well, this looks like a fun little hidden gem. Let's go check it out. They got Jeremy with a cheese deli. You need a raclette?
Probably not if we're gonna go have tea, but it sounds good.
Peter Rabbit shop. Oh, all of the Peter Rabbit stuff. So cute. I knew that we would see Peter Rabbit things in the Lake District. Yeah, I think you can even visit her house here, significant to this part of the Lake District. However, I didn't expect that actually seeing a Peter Rabbit shop would like warm my heart, but it does. Childhood favorite. Love me some Beatrix Potter. I think it's interesting that I used to have a Beatrix Potter set of books as a kid and they looked very similar to this. I love that they still have the same vibe.
Himalayan exhibition and fair trade craft bazaar. Sounds interesting. And it's dog friendly.
Let's go check it out. Why not? Small but interesting.
Yeah, it's really cool that it's here.
Noticing a lot of places where you can sit and have afternoon tea here. It definitely seems to be a thing, which is good because we booked an afternoon tea based on one of your recommendations. But first, we're gonna go to a place that somebody else recommended. A nice bar. This is the Crafty Bar and Kitchen. The sign here says that it's built out of over 80% recycled or upcycled materials. This is amazing. It is so neat in here. There's a sign on the outside that says that they made this with over 80% recycled or upcycled materials, and so it gives it a very unique vibe. There's even a shoe on the ceiling, which I appreciate.
There's a book up there. There's a lot of stuff up there.
There is. It's great. This was recommended to us by one of our viewers who reached out to us on Instagram. So thank you, Ross, for recommending this place. We don't always get to check out the places that you guys recommend, but it's always a pleasure when we do, and this place is no exception. They have so many beer choices though.
Yeah, they have like over 100 between their taps, and then like I got a can.
What'd you get?
I got a guava lime cheesecake sour.
And how is it?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
They even gave us some free cheesy poofs.
I got a peanut butter stout from a brewery in London called Hammerton. Beer's called Crunch. It smells amazing. That's really good. This is a Biscoff cider, which is apparently a flat cider. So she asked me if I wanted some ice in it, and I asked her what she thought was best. She told me a little bit of ice, so there's a little bit of ice in there.
I love that there are so many drinks that you're like, ooh, I'll try that one now and that one now.
Yeah, we really probably need to go after this one, but there's more I would try.
Yeah. You just can't get enough of all of their choices of beers.
That's very interesting tasting,
Okay,
but I like it.
Try it. You said this is a Biscoff cider?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had a flat cider, but it's nice.
It's nice, yeah.
It's just different. I taste the Biscoff.
Yeah, it tastes more appley than Biscoff, but you taste the Biscoff.
I feel like the Biscoff gives it kind of like a apple cider.
Like almost maybe you should drink it warm. I don't know.
Yeah, like it might be good like warmed up, heated up, like a nice winter drink.
But it's good though.
It is nice. Feeling after 2.5 drinks.
A little buzzed.
All right, let's go have some afternoon tea. I am so excited for this place that we are about to have afternoon tea at. This is Bassenthwaite Lake Station. This used to be an actual train station that operated between, I think, the 1860s and the 1960s. And now it has been turned into a restaurant, a cafe, and we're gonna have afternoon tea on, I think, a replica Orient Express train. Let's do it. This is one of the most amazing things I think we've done here in England. This is only our second time having afternoon tea. This is amazing. We just found out that the reason this is a replica Orient Express is because they actually made this for the movie Murder on the Orient Express, which, now that I think about it, Vicky, the person who recommended this place to us over Instagram, she mentioned that and I forgot. But yeah, very exciting. We still haven't seen the movies, but now we have to, because I'm a big Agatha Christie fan. I loved reading Agatha Christie novels when I was a teenager, and I feel like we've got to see the movie now, because apparently we're even sitting in the carriage that it was filmed in. We ordered our teas, and they also provided us a menu of what we'll be having today. Oh my gosh, I love it. So normally, I feel like normally they have like a 3-tiered thing, and you start like on the bottom and work your way up, and I feel like this one I'm just like, it's all there and you just eat what you want.
There's Angus steak, chorizo, and cheddar burger, a cheddar and herb beignet with tomato and mozzarella salad.
And then that is a whipped goat's cheese, smoked salmon, and sourdough crumb. That looks really good. Where do you think the cheddar and herb beignet is? Oh, is that it right there? Oh, that's a sausage roll. That's a Cumberland sausage roll.
That's exciting.
Teas have arrived. Jeremy got a blood orange tea.
I can smell it already.
And I got a rooibos tea.
Yeah.
Apparently they have chorizo on them, and they're made with Angus steak. How is it? Really good?
That's really nice. I like the mixture of the chorizo with the beef and the cheese. I think it seems like it's really good quality beef on top of that as well. Yeah, that's really tasty.
That's so yummy. That salmon complements the goat cheese really nicely. And that, what is it? Is it sourdough
crumble?
Like crumble? It gives it like a nice little crunch at the end. This is so lovely. Everything we've had so far has so many layers of flavor. We just tried the little cheddar and herb beignets.
With like fresh mozzarella balls on top. Is it weird to say it tasted like the fanciest little pizza pocket I've ever had?
These sandwiches are all very unique. I have to say, probably my favorite, just because of how interesting and like layers of things happening, was the one that had egg mayo with truffle and ham. It was just different than anything I've ever had. Making our way through the
sweet things now.
Gonna try the malted tea bread, which I'm assuming is kind of like the serene that we tried, like a malt bread. Is that what that was?
I think so, yeah. How's the malt tea bread?
So good. I think we tried that serene like several months ago. We bought it from a place that had been frozen in.
And it still was pretty good.
It was decent.
But this is better.
Is so much better. Plus with the salted butter, Jeremy made a good point that this has salted butter, which I don't think we don't really use as much in the US. It makes a difference. It's really good. Now it's time for the best part.
You're not saving the best for last?
No. Gotta savor it in the middle while I still have room. It's time for the cream tea portion of this. Got ourselves some clotted cream.
Clotted cream.
Do you think I should use this butter? Because I feel like people told us that you should butter it and put clotted cream.
Some
and
people
I don't
said
know
that.
if that's a thing or not, but I kind of want to try it.
You got extra butter.
I'm gonna try it. That's not perfection. I don't know what is. I think we've decided that we're gonna save the last 2 desserts and take them home to go. But since this is in a jar, we're gonna give the mousse a whirl. What is it again? Strawberry mousse?
Yep, strawberry and cream mousse. It's pretty good.
Oh.
The little granola like chunks have like white chocolate or something in them. It's good.
From the looks of it, it's just, I don't know, looks alright, but man.
But yeah, it's real good.
It's lovely. What a lovely experience. Just fantastic ambiance, great views outside of the train, and really, really nice food. You know, we don't have a lot to compare it to. This is only our second afternoon tea, but I think for 25 pounds per person, that was a lot of food and a really good value. We we came back to our Airbnb, which is in Cockermouth, which is on the northwest side of town. Not the best location for the Lake District, but this was a pretty inexpensive Airbnb considering the time of year that we're here. But Cockermouth seems lovely. It's a great location, a pretty close proximity to the things that we did today, and this is a lovely, nice decorated Airbnb. I will leave a link below in the description in case you want to book it if you're coming to the Lake District. I think it was at about 87 pounds a night, which for this time of year in the Lake District is pretty good, really good. It was like one of the cheapest places we found. I'll show you the bedroom, but we've made a mess of it. So, I mean, I've made a mess of it. But it's, yeah, plenty of space for 2 people and companion. Jeremy's taking a nap right now. I think I might too, but I do have to get some work done. I have a meeting this evening. So we will see you bright and early tomorrow morning. We have a big day planned tomorrow, so we'll see you then. Good morning. We have made our way to Grasmere this morning. We have to start our day with some gingerbread from the famous Grasmere gingerbread shop, Sarah Nelson's, of course. And according to the sign, this is the only place in the world where delicious Grasmere gingerbread is made. So that's how you know it's good stuff. This place is really popular and is known to have really long queues, but we got here right at 9:15 when they opened, didn't wait too long, and pulled right up and parked right in front of the place. So good timing on our part, I would say.
This place has been around since 1854, and Sarah Nelson's gingerbread is kind of like a mixture between a cake and a biscuit, and says in there that it is very Moorish because you'll eat some and you'll want some more. Yeah, I mean, like kind of chewy.
Oh, soft, huh?
Yeah, I see pieces of ginger, we'll see. I love gingerbread like we have at home, but also I know that you guys make like ginger biscuits and stuff here that have chunks of ginger that are kind of a little much for me, so we'll see. That's very pleasant. It's got like a nice chew to it. It's a little crumbly, sweet.
Not too gingery?
Not too gingery. No, I like that.
That is interesting. As someone who is not the biggest fan of gingerbread, I really like that. It does have a nice chew to it. You're right. We both have had some tummy issues this morning, so maybe these will help.
Yeah, maybe.
William Wordsworth is a famous Lake District poet, and it's neat that the garden that wraps around the gingerbread shop is actually a daffodil garden dedicated to him, so that's pretty neat. Oh, apparently he's buried in this churchyard, which also makes sense. Now that really explains why there's a garden here.
Yeah.
This sign says that Wordsworth described Grasmere as the fairest place on earth. And apparently he and his family went to this church, so that would explain why their family plot is here.
There it is. Little did we know, coming to get gingerbread, that we would find Wordsworth's grave here in the village. And it is a lovely village, but we need to move on.
We have finally made it to Windermere. Not only is this considered the heart of the Lake District, but we have been really excited to check this place out because we used to live in Windermere, Florida. Someone loved Windermere here in the UK so much that they named a town in Florida after it. And I think also because there's a lot of lakes around and stuff, like it's like the Lake District of Orlando, I guess. I don't know.
Finally being here, I think that this is definitely the cooler of the 2 Windermeres.
Yeah, I would agree.
But we're gonna start off our day here at home ground and get ourselves a proper breakfast. It looks really good.
We both got the homegrown sarnie, which has all kinds of stuff, including their custom fancy, very unique hash browns on it. Streaky bacon, back bacon, it's got everything.
Looks and smells really good.
I had been craving some good American shredded hash browns, and those hash browns on that sandwich were like American hash browns, but like elevated, even better. That was an amazing breakfast. Let's check out the town a little bit. The stone here in the Lake District seems darker, and it's just interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Like, we've been all over, and just to see how like every place we go has just a little bit different of a look.
Like architecture and colors.
We have come to Ambleside. We went to Bonus, could not find parking, drove around in circles, and decided, you know what, it's a little too crowded here. We won't do the walk we were planning, and came to Ambleside, which is a place that has been suggested by several people who have reached out to us on Instagram and on YouTube. So thank you to those of you that recommended this place, because it is a charming, lovely village full of quirky little shops. Everybody's favorite body part, the armpit. They got a whole museum about it. But in all seriousness, my first thought was thinking that I recently bought deodorant here for the first time and learned that they're mostly spray deodorants. And then reading up about it, apparently in the US, we are one of very few countries that primarily use like a stick deodorant instead of a spray or roll-on. Who knew? Oh, it's so pretty. This is the Bridge House. This is probably the most photographed place here in Ambleside, and I guess it dates back to the 17th century and originally was not a house but an apple store. I'm assuming the fruit and not the computer, considering it's hundreds of years old, but it's really neat to see. It's just like a quintessential British piece of architecture. It's just lovely. Not only is it very interesting looking, but I just think it has that like quintessential British feel to it. Staying at a Ramada that we booked with points. Great hotel for the price of free. And Carly even gets her own bed. Thank you so much for coming along with us. We definitely have to come back to the Lake District because we didn't see so much and there's so much more to see. If you have any suggestions for us for next time, definitely let us know. Thank you so much to our patrons for supporting our channel. We really appreciate your support. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe and check out this video where we visit the Yorkshire Dales, a pretty close park and also very beautiful. We'll see you there.